Well, hey guys. In these last few minutes before I turn another year older rather than younger, um, I wanted to finally make my update video for the year of 2018. I know the $1,000,000 question on at least some people's minds probably is, what's Matt Lindsay up to? What's he doing now? This guy always claims all these things, blah blah blah. How much progress did he make in this year? Blah, blah. I'm happy to be able to sit here and say that I have made progress this year. I really have. I wasn't able to do much with videos this past year because of a goal that I started in September of 2017 that I finally finished earlier this month. And that was the goal of reading the Bible. And why did I start that goal? Well, that's something you can ask me about personally. Why did I actually start? But then part of the reason also was something more simple to explain, just to learn more about God. And it's something that's mattered a lot to me for a long time now, but this was just building on it, building on what I've already come to learn about God. So, you that definitely helped with that. A great deal. It really did. And I got sidetracked in my first few months of reading it, so in about February I started really picking up the pace. And I was reading 10 pages a day. I had myself locked to that goal, 10 pages a day. And, and I got it done. And I really had to take my time too, because if I skimmed through anything without looking back on it, if I were to have done that, I would have never have been able to sleep at night. So there were many times that I had to reread some chapters so that I could take the notes I needed to take, make the references I needed to make, and ask the questions that I needed to ask, so that when I study it again at some point, I'll know what I need to look back on and study more. But the purpose of this goal was just to read it and to intake it as best I can and write the questions I needed to write and get the help from my uncle that was helping me throughout the reading. And it was great, though. It really was just such a humbling and sanctifying and joyous experience overall, as stressful as it was sometimes because of my reading issues as a person. I have reading issues where I read slow, so so for me that was definitely not easy to squeeze that into my 56-hour work weeks that I did. That was definitely not easy. The only day off I had during the week was Saturday. Every other day of the week I worked. So I had to really find time throughout my day. Every little break I had throughout the day, I had to devote some of that time, or all of that time, to the Bible reading, because I had to get it done, and I had to do it in a wholehearted, insightful, and intuitive way, where I read it wholeheartedly, insightfully, and intuitively, not just skimmed through it. And I'm happy to be able to sit here and say sincerely that I did that. It's really the single greatest thing that I did in these past 4 years of my life after being out of college. Single greatest thing. Not even getting my driver's license, or my first car, or my teacher's assistant certification. None of that. None of that compares. It just doesn't. But yes, so I did get my first car this year. That's great. I got my teaching assistant certification, my level 1 license. Gonna be completing the rest of those workshops this summer. And I got to see the grade that I started with last year. Got to see them graduate into middle school. And a huge shout out to you guys from Noodle, from the Biscuit Noodle Show. You guys are awesome. You guys really made it, my time there, a lot of fun. If I'm not back there next year, if I move on to somewhere else that offers me something different, then just know that I'll always remember you guys. I have pictures with you guys on my wall over there. You guys were a lot of fun to work with. I got to see the first half of that grade last year, the second half of that grade this year, so I got to see the whole grade, and I got to see you guys graduate. It was awesome, and I have it on film too. It was great. So, you know, adding to my experience with kids, that's always a good thing because I want to work with kids down the road. Oh boy. I guess the stress is still kind of lingering in me from the year. I guess you can kind of hear it in my voice. It was just a long year because I really wanted to complete my goal by my birthday, but I completed it well ahead of time, a few weeks ahead of time, thankfully. About a week ahead of time, actually. I originally aimed to be ahead enough to finish it by the 17th of June, but I finished it a week before the 17th of June, so I really did get it done. You know, and sometimes I had to relocate myself to a different location. I had to drive somewhere where I could read more in a more concentrated way. You know, I had to do that sometimes because, you know, it wasn't easy moving out of the apartment that we had that I loved so much. I'm still thankful to be in the one that we have now. I'm just not a fan of the compact space, but you know, it was what we had to do because of what happened to our building that we were in. You know, electrical fire, everybody had to move out. A lot of people were inconvenienced, including ourselves, so, you know. But, yeah, that's another challenge I dealt with this year. But that's okay because I've still done a lot despite that. I've still done a lot this year despite that. And, what else did I, like, really want to talk about in this video? You know, you know, I want to talk about, you know, patience and how, yes, you need to be patient in waiting for certain things, whatever those certain things are. Sometimes you have to figure out the things that are within your reach, the things that you are able to do something about, the things that you have the free will to get farther with. The things that you have the free will, the things that you are granted the free will to do something about, and then the things that you don't have the free will to do something about, the things that you just have to wait on. It can be hard to figure out which is which things you just have to wait on, and which things you can do something about, but if you use your mind, and you think, and you actively pursue, you will see, it will become clear to you when you try hard enough and you focus enough and you just keep on reaching enough. It will become clear to you which things you have to just wait on as a test of your endurance and a test of your will and a test of your passion. A test of your will, endurance, and passion. The things that you have to wait on as the test of those things. But then the things that are there for you to take. The things that are there for you to take if you so reach for them. The things that you just need to act on. So the things that you need to act on versus the things that you need to wait on. Yes, we have free will in this world. But we don't have free will with everything. And there's a reason for that, because our traits need to be tested in life. And you know, there's still answers that I'm seeking in life as to what I'm still entitled to, as to what God is still willing to give me with all the things that I've done in my life, with all the opportunities that I've passed up in my life in terms of, you know, education. Not that I'm not going back to school, I'm just saying it could have happened sooner. That's what I'm saying. So education-wise, job-wise, and most importantly, people-wise, you know, people that I passed up the opportunity at getting back in touch with. You know, this is like what I said in my last update video from last year. I don't want to reiterate that, really. I already kind of went over that last year, but, you know, I do still miss those people that I just did not get back to, that were trying to reach out to me during college. And I really wish I had, because those people were real. They really wanted to be in my life, and they were real. And I just never find people like that. It's very rare that I... So yeah, you know, with that about the people, yeah, I just thought I'd reiterate that a little bit, because it is something that I do miss, and it's something that I remember in my life so that I know to not do it again, you know. And it's a mistake. It's a lesson that I try to pass on to other people so that they don't make the mistake that I made in passing up opportunities at being in touch with people that are actually real friends. Now all I see of that is from a distance. I see it from a distance where I see other people, but they're not in my life. They're part of other people's lives. So anyway, so yeah, I always wonder what God is still willing to give me, and I obviously have been given a good amount, you know. There's obviously some bigger factors still missing that leave big question marks in my head that make me ask, will I still get this? Will I still get that? Will I get those things which I would have had if I had taken up opportunities in my past before I finished college, during college, you know, and during high school, but mostly during college, you know. I just don't know, honestly. I just have to keep seeking out life. And I have to keep doing so with the remainder of that passion in me, of that version of me that once was, remembering that, remembering me at my best, and remembering why I'm on this journey. And I have to carry that remnants with me, whatever amount of that I have in me, I have to remember it. I have to keep it in my head somewhere, even if I can't externalize it like I used to. The goal is to one day be able to externalize it and to fully manifest it like it once was, and then to build on it from there. That's the ultimate goal that I have in my life, is to get back to that point. It means more to me than anything. Not as a self-absorbed mint, not as being self-absorbed or satiating my ego. It's so that I can help the world. I can help not only myself be the best person that I can be, but help the world in every aspect that I can help it in. That's the ultimate product, the ultimate fruit of this effort, the ultimate fruit, the ultimate result of me getting back to that point, the ultimate result of me reaching that pinnacle once more will be to have that maximal impact on not only myself, but the entire world. And that's truly what it is, with all my heart. And I know what I need to do to discover what I need to discover. Yeah, so, as I say in many of my videos, if anybody needs somebody to reach out to talk to about something, where they feel that there's no one in their life that can really understand well enough at the moment, if they need to seek out someone else to help, maybe I could be that person. I'll help to the best of my ability. I may not be able to help as well as I once was able to help, but I'll do my best. Maybe you can help me. Maybe you can help me remember and bring a lot back to my spirit. The force of my spirit is dimmed. That doesn't mean it's out. It's in there. It's just what's surrounding it is dim. It's dim around it, but the core is there. Even if I can't feel it or fully comprehend it, but it's there. How much of it is there is what I need to discover. How much of it I can get back is what I need to discover. But I will bring the full force of my spirit to fruition. I will bring my spirit as closely back, as close to being back to that full force as I can. As best I can. And the more I get done in life, the better I'll be able to articulate it, and not only articulate it, but to bring it full power, full steam, full throttle. Full spirit. I'm 26 years old now. One life, one soul, one journey. Invaluable, unwavering, interminable. Nothing will stand between it and I forevermore.